Welcome everybody to AYC, Addressing Your Concerns. This is a public access program put on by the Eagle Pass Border Coalition and in conjunction with the Eagle Pass Digital Art Society. We're here at beautiful San Juan Plaza before they light it up. With me is Jose Alonso Corpus and Alicia Gonzalez. They are the volunteer board members of the Eagle Pass Border Coalition. And there are several topics that we're going to discuss as we walk through here. We'd like to thank our cameraman, Izzy. And I'm ready to get started. You guys ready to go for a walk?
Ready.
All right, let's go for a walk. What do you think, Alice?
Well, we provide this service to keep their residents informed about what's happening in our community from our point of view. And like Jesse said, along this walk, we're going to discuss very important information.
Yeah, it's important that we bring information to the community because sometimes, even though we send press releases out, some of the local media doesn't put them out there, but so we have to create our own situation where we need to inform the community. So that's why we do this. How about you, Jose? What do you think?
Well, first I want to thank you for inviting us here to the park and this great Chile Veterans Day evening. And I just want to take a moment to thank all the men and women who have done an amazing job at protecting, devoting part of their lives to protecting their freedoms, right?
Absolutely.
And ensuring those freedoms and privileges are safeguarded.
I like
right?
that. I like that.
And one of those freedoms, right, and privileges that we have, right, is, our freedom to elect our local officials.
Absolutely.
Right? To elect them, but also to have an opportunity also to listen to them, right?
Yeah.
And we're so glad that all these men and women who have served have done an amazing job of protecting those rights. And that's why we're here shooting, right? We can enjoy all those liberties. So thank you so much, Mr.
Oh, it's a great point that you bring up, Jose, because without the sacrifice of these men and women, we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing right now. So that's very thoughtful. Happy Veterans Day to you all, and I hope that you find this information that we're bringing to you helpful, and that we can, if you have any questions or concerns, of course you can reach us at the Eagle Pass Border Coalition. So for tonight, there's several topics we want to discuss. But I think we've got a line on what is our first topic. What is our first topic?
I think we're planning an amazing event. Right? We're planning the Candidates Forum. We've done it in the past. So we're going to continue trying to do these type of events so we can have the community, give the community an opportunity to hear from the candidates, to learn who they are, right? To learn what are their platforms? What they have in mind to lead our community, right? I think our community, we need good leadership, right? We've basically been abandoned for so long, right?
It feels that way.
Yeah, it does feel that way, and because we've seen it, right? We are a border community that we've been under attack in so many ways,
Absolutely.
right? So many ways. We're underfunded, right? We're underrepresented, unfortunately. And that's why we want to give that one opportunity to go and learn, about the candidates and learn about those people, those individuals who are seeking to represent us here locally. You gotta remember that these persons and individuals who are going to be running, they're going to be making important decisions.
Of course.
Right? Talking about infrastructure, right? They also going to be deciding on our tax rates, right?
Taxes.
They're going to be deciding on emergency services, our health. So those are very important topics that we should be following. We want to make sure what these people have to offer us, right?
Absolutely.
We want to make sure like whoever we're going to elect is going to do the right thing. It's going to do the greater good for everybody, not only for a few.
I remember we did this last year, and I tell you what, I was so impressed with the candidates that showed up and were able to, be there and answer specific questions and provide good answers. This year, it's going to be incredible, but we're moving it up a little bit. We're inviting everybody. I mean, I would love. I'm going to invite Gina Hinojosa, who's running for governor. Ms. Goodwin, who's running for lieutenant governor, and of course our local representation here, Mr. Morales, the judge, Mr. Cantu. There's so many.
Prison 4. I mean, I heard. I think that's one of the seats that's been.
Yes, Mr. Reese is retiring. That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah, so we're excited about these new events, right? Coming up. When is this happening? On December?
Do you know the date?
December the 6th.
December the 6th.
December the 6th. And I believe in order to not keep people away from Market Day, we're going to do it from 1 to 4 at the International Center for Trade. We're hoping that the candidates out there, please send us an email, call us. You know us. look for us. We want to register.
We want to see you there.
Yes.
We want to see. We want to hear what you have to offer the community, right?
Of course.
Again, we need to hear. We need to learn, and that's gonna be the one place where we can find those answers, right? We can ask, right? But then we also gotta remind everybody that we're our nonprofit, our nonpartisan. Just
right.
Making sure
absolutely
everybody understand.
We cannot endorse anyone. We just want the public to come and see what's out there. Who are the candidates, right? At least I mean, we want them to be informed, right?
We want to invite you, if you're really serious about accountability and transparency,
yes,
come to this event.
Yes.
Show us that you really care, that you really want to be there for us.
One of the things that I would like to I want to see our community is stop being part of the bigger problem, right? Because our voter turnouts are very low.
They are.
I want to say that I have seen, I might be mistaken. If I'm mistaken, anybody can correct me. But what I've seen in the past years, decades, I've seen that some of these political races I find them somewhat unfair. Right when it comes to that, I want to give an example.
Okay.
Maybe I want to run for office, and I cannot afford to hire a politiquero, right? Or I call them border pushers.
Okay.
Right.
Kind of like vote hauler.
Maybe I would have
votas. Yeah, that's another word.
Yeah. So there's a lot of voting fraud going on in the community, right?
Wow.
There's a lot of voting harvesting, voting patronage, right? That we have to understand. That we gotta stop being part of the problem, right? This can be very bad for people who might engage in those, behaviors.
Of course. I think here recently, I know the Texas Attorney General filed a case here in one of the adjoining counties.
In Batesville.
In Batesville.
So many elected officials got arrested for violating voting fraud laws, right? Voting laws, right?
Wow.
I think it's about time here in the community that there will be somebody watching for that, and we're planning and intending to do that here locally. We want to make sure, like, whoever's running for office, right, doesn't engage in voter patronage, right? What is voter patronage? I'm not an expert on the topic, but it's about me, like, offering you a job, right? If you vote for me, offering you some sort of maybe yes,
yeah, Alicia, way to go.
Voting and those you can get in trouble for that.
Yeah.
So I think what we need to do is we need ourselves here locally to stop being part of that bigger problem, right? Because our voter turnouts are very low, and I think everybody should come out and vote, right? Everybody, do not be afraid to go and vote. Do not be afraid that we have seen it, we have heard it, that some people are being getting intimidated.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say it.
Yeah.
Right. So I would like to encourage us as a nonprofit to maybe start thinking about how are we gonna be able to making sure these kind of activities, are not happening. ¿Verdad?
Sure.
How do we do that? So I have prepared documents that I want to share with the community, so we can understand that we need to stop being part of that problem, ¿verdad? So going back, so I want to do everything for my community, but I cannot afford to pay one, right? Meantime, maybe my opponent would have enough funding to hire or maybe offer, jobs right?
And that's the very sad truth, Jose,
Yes,
because
yes.
Someone that has maybe some great ideas and some great support, but doesn't have the necessary funds, sometimes they don't get heard, or they're not offered a fair opportunity for people to hear them. And it is our goal, I think, as a coalition, to bring attention to that.
Yes,
and
definitely.
to have people communicate and find out who are the candidates.
Yes.
Who is sponsoring the candidates?
Yeah, and also to making sure, like, I don't know how we're going to be doing this, Mr. Fuentes. I mean, we're going to be providing tips, phone numbers, where you can report this kind of activity.
Awesome.
Because if you want to have fair representation, you got to have a fair race también.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
You want to make sure, like, the candidates are having, like, basically a same chance of reaching out, the voters, right? Because the way things are happening here locally, I don't think that is being a fair race because of funding or because of, somebody can buy an ad. Well, I cannot afford to buy an ad. So, unfortunately, even our media, right, has been manipulated
Yeah.
by money, right?
Yeah,
and I can name a lot of, local media, but I'm not going to get into that.
No,
I'm not going to get into that.
We're not gonna, but we're gonna say they should know the rules.
Yes.
Because it applies for everybody. And on December the 6th, what we're hoping for is that the community will show up strong in numbers to meet the candidates, because we want to have everybody that's running for a regional office, whether it's at the local, state, or federal level, is going to be invited. So we are expecting a big turnout. We're hoping that the candidates will show up just like they did when we sponsored it last year. So I'm excited about that. Is there anything you want to comment on that before we move on to our next question?
I do. I want to invite the community to go out there. But if nothing else, go vote. A lot of people say, no, mi voto no cuenta.
No cuenta.
Oh, sí cuenta.
Yes.
Como dicen, un pueblo unido no será vencido.
I like that. I like
we
that.
need to stop that.
We need to stop that.
to vote.
Yeah.
Because your vote does make a difference.
Just
And don't be part of the problem either.
Exactly.
If somebody wants to offer you to take you, right? If somebody wants to fill out your ballot, please let someone know. But that might be illegal.
Yeah.
Right. Don't be part of the problem by taking money for a vote. Taking any kind of gift could be illegal as well.
Yes.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Very good point. Very
so
good.
not only that we need to go out first, we need to learn about the candidates, ¿verdad?
Absolutely.
And that's why we are offering that one opportunity during our event, ¿verdad? That's that event on December
December the 6th. December the 6th.
So we're hoping to see a lot of people there, so we can learn about our candidates, ¿verdad? So
Absolutely.
what we're asking is go out there, learn, and don't be part of the problem.
All right, absolutely. So now the next question, of course, is the incredible silence in reference to the subject matter of Puerto Verde. Now, a lot of people, I was able to run into some people at this last Project Well event that asked, what's happening with Puerto Verde? What's happening with Puerto Verde? What's happening with Puerto Verde? There were so many questions. I'm going, hold on. But we're going to try to bring you all up to date with our efforts that are being put forward by the Eagle Pass Border Coalition and other organizations, other nonprofit organizations within our community. And I'm excited about it because we've been working hard. And Alice is going to tell you one of the first things that we did, and Jose will probably tell you about the second one, or we'll go either way.
Well, I guess, Jose, you made the first one, right?
Jose,
Well,
yeah.
well, yes, I want to say, well, thank you everybody who's been supporting, this effort against Puerto Verde. As we know, this is gonna be a big project that is gonna, it's gonna have a negative impact. That's a reality. That's the truth, ¿verdad? And I want to make sure that everybody here in the community understand that we're only going about data, right, and facts, ¿verdad? That's what we want, the truth. So because we have not been able to get any response from the so many meetings that we have scheduled with our elected officials, so we decided to go ahead and drafted an open record request, right, to receive some information that we need. So we made one specific request that went out, I think, first week of September, and this was in reference to the kind of activity that has been going on Seco Creek and then on Elm Creek, right? Because those are the creeks that will be more likely to be affected,
Correct.
right, by the project, right, through flooding and through building the construction, right, the railroad. So we were very specific about some of the documents that we requested, right? We want to know how many hours were spent, especially precinct 3 under Ms. Ramos, ¿verdad? Leadership. We wanted to know how many man hours, what the equipment that was used to clear the land, the land, whether or not there were some permits going on to clear the land. Because we know under the new research done by our scientist, Michelle, some of that land is supposed to be protected.
Yeah.
Wetlands.
Riparian wetlands. Yes. Yes.
And
Very well
then,
stated.
so we've been seeing a lot of activity, and a lot of removing of land there, the brushes, but there's been very specific of where they've been cleaning.
I tell you, it just the thought of the engineering and how the millions of metric tons of dirt that they want to move and build up these earthen mounds, it's incredible. I mean, I know because even one of our colleagues, before any construction in 2013, you had some flood water go into your house, right?
2013 and 2015. One of these days, I'm going to tell you the story of how we got out.
Wow.
You know,
Yeah,
it's something that I still relive it sometimes. And I know that people have flooded know what I'm talking about. Those that have flooded in Las Quintas and Elm Creek, you know what I'm going to be talking about. Because it's horrible to have to flee for your life.
Yeah, it's and that's what scares us, and that's why we as an organization are so adamant about making sure that the money that was invested in that feasibility study by the Maverick County is honored. They said, engineers and experts said, the best spot for this bridge is way out there where nobody lives, not in the middle of a thriving neighborhood where there's schools, where there's churches, where there's restaurants. The best place for this, for it to grow, is where that original study said that it belongs. And there's several issues about, there was another information request also. Can you tell us about that one, Alice?
But right before, just to go back to what you were saying, you know, right in the middle of a thriving community.
Over homes.
Yes.
Not like the picture that was depicted by Puerto Verde at the ICT, where he showed a railway with no pillars and everything was trees. And like I said in another meeting, we're not trees, we're people, human beings that feel. They want to protect what's theirs.
Oh, I just...
Yeah.
Jose?
I just want to go back. So the request was actually hand-delivered, right, on September the 19th at the Commissioner's Court. We did get a receipt of acknowledgement that they did receive it. And just briefly, so we requested, work logs, activities, manpower and equipment, right? Because we know there's been a lot of activity there.
Right.
There's a lot of resources that are coming out of the taxpayers' pockets.
Absolutely.
We got to find out why we have spent so much time clearing those, specifically the Seco Creek, right? So we were very specific, right? Also, going back to the permits and environmental compliance, because of the fact, new study. Pero también at the end, we didn't get a response. None of these documents were produced for us to review.
All right, so we can say that perhaps maybe the information that we requested was kind of like not made available to us. Correct?
Maybe. I mean,
we know it exists. Someone has to keep track of work logs and people, how the equipment is set out.
Got to move there. I mean, there's got to be someone who's keeping track where to move equipment, right? How many people got to get paid, right? Especially the people who are doing the work. We requested those kind of records, and unfortunately, we didn't get a response.
Wow.
So I don't know how we kind of be handling, a failure to offer or provide, produce the.
Yeah, they
documents.
did respond to us, but they said that they had no information.
I don't know why.
Well, that's the response you got.
Okay.
The other one that we made, that I personally took and hand delivered, and they stamped it right there in front of me. We were requesting information on Puerto Verde, any meetings, any documentation pertaining to them. The only thing that we've seen is a resolution. Have you all seen anything else from Puerto Verde?
No.
Nothing.
Nothing. So when did they plan this? When was it presented to the commissioner's court? How was this agreed upon? Who said yes? Where was that? Where is that? Where are those meetings? Where are those minutes? We want to see them. We made that records request and nothing. I called 3 times.
Officially, they have 10 days to
Oh,
respond.
no.
Yeah, they do.
But they haven't.
They haven't.
They're past
I
the.
took it.
As of press time right now on Veterans
Exactly.
Day, the 11th.
I took it mid-October, October the 15th.
Wow.
And no response whatsoever.
Wow.
And I called 3 times, and that the person was busy, that he would call me. I called again. I'm sorry, he's busy in an event, but he'll call you right back. Nothing.
And to follow
So
up
why
on,
the silence?
yeah, to follow up on what you're talking about, Jose, I know that you've done a lot of research on permitting. Didn't we meet also with the city of Eagle Pass?
Yes.
And didn't they? Don't they have the upper hand on this? I mean,
Yeah, no, definitely. I think we gotta understand. This is not a done deal, right?
Okay.
Community wanna let everybody know that this is an ongoing project, right? This is not a done deal.
Okay.
We were just on October the 30th. We also presented to the EPA Border 2025. The Border 2025 is a binational program that's supposed to be overseeing community safety, community health, right, and the environment on both sides of the border.
Excellent.
Extending 100 miles inside the U.S. and 100 miles inside Mexico. And they're supposed to be looking for our community safety, and we had the opportunity to be there and talk about it, right? Talk about the impacts of Puerto Verde. And what we learned is the Puerto Verde has not yet submitted any request to the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality, because there's a lot of permitting that needs to be approved before they even said, even start thinking about construction, right? So this is not a done deal. Okay, now those are permits that are going to be required through the state, through TCQ, through
Okay.
Texas Commission on Environmental Quality. But there's also, I just want to say that we also attempted to, we tried to meet with the city of Eagle Pass,
Yes.
elected official, right? We tried to, we did meet with Homero Valderas, maybe one time with Mr. Aron Valdez, I saw him just one day.
Just one day.
Right.
Just one time.
And we had the one proposal. We wanted to know what are the real numbers, right? The real numbers. How the taxpayers are going to be affected, right? And our first request was, can you hire an independent economist, right? Because we like it or not, right? Building this new bridge is going to take away money from taxpayers.
Of course.
It's going to be, now the city is going to be competing for money against that new rail and that new bridge, ¿verdad?
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention that the Kickapoo are also going to be building their own bridge.
That's
And
another one.
the city wants to add another bridge to the existing bridge.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot of turmoil there, but I know that the previous mayoral leadership came out twice against
Opposing it.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's holding this organization up? What's this administration up?
We haven't heard anything
Nothing.
from
We
the
don't-
mayor.
We haven't heard anything.
We met so many times with it, and we had no other choice but also to submit another open request.
Yeah,
Right.
That's
Not
right.
Open record request. We had no. Now, why did we do this with the city? I think the city has leverage.
Of course.
Right? The city has the one opportunity to decide to deny some of the permits that fall under the city, and some of those permits are the FEMA, right?
Okay.
Zoning, right? So some of the area
Has
where
to be rezoned.
It has
Yeah.
to be rezoned, right? So the city, you know, they do have leverage, ¿verdad? They can negotiate. Not only can stop the project, but they can negotiate for profit sharing, right? Because right now, what we heard from our county commissioners, what did they say? How much are we making out of this deal? For
Nothing.
taxpayers, zero.
Zero. Zilch.
You can ask them.
How
You can
can
ask.
that
be?
You can go to the court if
That
y'all
is
want,
ridiculous.
and go and ask how much revenue is the county is gonna make from this deal. I'm a homeowner there. It's gonna affect me. It's gonna affect my property value. It's gonna have my health, not only mine, but thousands of people here in Eagle Pass. So quickly, they have leverage. The city.
In other words, the city can
stop
make
it.
or break.
Can make it or break it. Yes.
So, city, we're waiting to hear from you. The community's waiting to hear from you.
But be transparent. I
Yeah.
mean, I do like what y'all doing. I do know that, you know, we see them. We always see them here and there, like coming out in every, with a lot of videos. I mean, a lot of good marketing. But let's sit down and take care of the good, you know, the important issues that that need to be addressed. You know, we love you coming here and doing a lot of bailes here. We spend more money on marketing than you would have spent hiring independent scientists, economists, to figure out how much money we're gonna lose.
Absolutely.
And who's gonna pay for that? The city taxpayers. Because remember, sooner or later they already hiked, right? They already increased the toll, right?
It's little by little, one
By
thing
lit-
after another.
So we're hoping that to get a response on our open record request, and they have the leverage. So we were very specific. We want to know how many signatures, you know, it is required to take this for a public referendum. Because I think it should be the people who decide if the city officials should, you know, approve those permits.
Absolutely.
It should be the community, not the elected officials, because they're not going to be affected. They can afford to move.
So, I'm thinking that it's important that the city take a stand and that
Sure.
we come out and that the people need to be made aware of what's going on, because you know they need to step up. I mean, this will, if those bridges are built, the money is going to be taken away from the city. How is the city going to make up that
Exactly.
money? They're going to tax us.
Exactly.
They're going to raise taxes.
And
They're
then
going
the people are gonna be like,
or
"What's
lay off
happening?"
people or cut
Right.
services.
Well, they have their chance. We're giving the people the tools they need.
Right.
We're giving them the awareness, right? We're only giving awareness what are the possible outcomes after, you know, after the fact, right? After, you know, once they build, I mean,
That's
this
it.
is done,
Yeah.
right? Now we do have that opportunity.
And we need to make sure that that we're there. And the Eagle Pass Border Coalition, I know, is going to be, you know, at every spot and contributing and speaking up and making sure that the residents' concerns are listened to.
Rowing center.
No, I think although we have not been out there because, I mean, we thought.
All right, so Jose, what is your final thought about what the city needs to do?
I would say let's sit down and address the issue. Let's sit down. I mean, we said it. They have the leverage. All they need to do is let's negotiate it. Let's benefit from it. Let's benefit from it. Let the community.
I mean,
but,
I'm going to throw it out there. What would you say would be a good number between county and private owner and city? What are some of the numbers that you've heard of?
I think this came through Mr. Mendoza,
Okay.
one of our members,
Western
Maverick County members.
Uh-huh.
He said the ideal, right?
Mm-hmm.
The ideal will be profit sharing will be 30% for Maverick County, right? 30% for Puerto Verde, and
Kind of like 33. I
yeah.
got you. So people, you heard it.
More than. I can't remember that. I can't remember the exact numbers.
No, that's.
But profit sharing it will be the ideal outcome when it gets to making money for the community, not only for Puerto Verde.
So basically, the county should be getting 33%,
Yeah.
and the city should be getting 33%, and the private developer and owner should be getting 3%.
Definitely, but relocation.
Relocation.
Of course.
That's what I was gonna say.
Of course.
Relocation.
That's not
Yeah,
gonna
where
be
the
there.
original
Yes. Let's be
feasibility
clear.
study.
We're engaging in this struggle, right? To either relocate the project or in a place where it's not going to affect anybody. And in case that there's no negotiation or relocation, then we're just going to fight to end the project.
Absolutely.
Oh, that
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I like that. I like
because
that.
the permitting process is not over yet, and I believe we still have an opportunity if we go to the right people.
Awesome.
Right? It's not all about money, right? There's state agencies that they have to enforce some of these rules. They have to enforce, some policies in reference to community safety and health.
Exactly. Protect our community.
And know that the Eagle Pass Border Coalition is approaching this project with that aspect: safety, security, and I guess just the reasonable fact of individuals living comfortably and at peace in their homes without worried about extra air pollution or extra flooding or situations that make life intolerable. Alice, would you like to close anything on what do you think about as far as the city?
What Jose was saying, I asked the city to take a stand. Either you're for it or against it, or where you at.
Absolutely.
Tell us.
Yeah. Anything that's going to hurt the city, they have to be against it, and this has been proven that it will hurt the city. So people out there, we ask you to be aware and stay in tune. Make sure you watch our channels. Make sure you go to our Facebook page and listen to the updates that we provide. We've had a real good time walking here. I can't think of anything else, Jose or Alice.
Yes, hey Jesse, why do I hear that Laredo is under siege by the feds and that we're next?
What's going on with that?
What's going on with that?
We want to hear that.
I tell you what, I don't know if any of you know it out there, but the federal government approved $4.2 billion
Billions with a B.
to be spent on the border, and about $1 billion of those dollars are in the Eagle Pass Del Rio sector, but they want to build even more wall from Del Rio all the way to Roma, Texas. That's going to take over $300 billion over the next 10 years.
Something that came to my mind is I think this is a call for our state representatives, Mr. Morales,
Yes.
Eddie Morales, Tony Gonzalez.
Yes.
How come you don't make a deal? A couple of millions to take care of our own problems here locally.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We got a lot of flooding issues. We
Yeah.
got a lot of infrastructure, a lot of people without water, without proper drainage, sewage systems. What happened?
Yeah.
So,
And that-
only a call. That's the way the government works. You got to negotiate. That's when I say we underrepresented and underfunded. This is what I'm talking about.
Well, you know what?
This is what I'm talking about.
I'm glad that you're bringing that up, because those two individuals, Mr. Eddie Morales and Mr. Tony Gonzalez, are invited to our December 6th.
Oh. Yes.
Yes.
formal invitation.
although-
We want to ask you a lot of questions. Please,
Yes.
come on over, right?
Yes,
that would be
I'm
the
forgetting, Mr. I forgetting one more representative. What's his name?
Mr. Gutierrez.
Mr. Gutierrez
Yeah.
as well.
Also,
I think
Mr. Gutierrez.
We would like to get the representation that Mary County deserves,
Absolutely.
right? And we're not seeing it. Please step up.
Yeah.
Step up for the community.
So you've got almost a whole month to get a hold of us and sign up and say that you're going to be there for your constituents. Eagle Pass has the most inhabitants or population than any other city in this region. So, we're hoping that you'll come out and register for that. We're hoping that you stay in tune with our updates about Puerto Verde. And we're hoping to keep you informed on everything else. Flood control, flood mitigation, the current situation with housing, and we want to be there for you as an organization. We're a nonprofit organization, but we want to be your voice. And we also want to be equal partners with our elected officials if they decide to invite us. So with that thought in mind, Alice, anything you'd like to say to close the show?
Oh, just to thank everybody and thank my colleagues here for all the work that they put in, and also for the community to wake up, ask questions. Question, exactly. Question your elected officials.
Make them accountable.
That's exactly. That's why we voted them in. That's why they're there. Regardless if we voted for them or not. But they're there, and they're supposed to be for all of us.
Absolutely.
Even if we didn't vote for them.
Absolutely.
So I invite you to step up.
Jose, close it.
No, just want to say thank you for inviting us, having us have this great conversation about our community, and then just giving the community awareness about what we're doing, what we are about, and just hoping that the community will step up and start demanding, right? We're not asking it for free. We're taxpayers, people. We're paying taxes. We're not asking them for a favor. They're supposed to be doing their job. I'm sorry to say it.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to ask or to demand or to question, right? Remember, they're elected officials. We're taxpayers, and the government runs through tax-paying money, so we pay.
Absolutely.
So, I just want to end up by saying that we really would like to see the community step forward and start voting and start holding our elected officials accountable, and hoping to see everybody on December, and hoping to see that every candidate who's going to be out there running for office, that they can go out there and share what they got to offer the community.
Absolutely. It's rare of an opportunity where we get a chance to invite you for free. You don't have to pay anything to meet all these amazing individuals that want to step up and want to be in an elected office. But you know what? They deserve the right to show up there and to speak to you. And we need to have you show up there. And through this forum, this show, addressing your concerns, it's open to you too. If you want to take a walk with us here in La Plaza, right now it's not lit. They're going to light it tomorrow, but we'd like to invite you to join us. Send us an email at this address, okay? epbordercoalition@gmail.com, and make sure that if you'd like to take a walk with us or discuss some of your concerns, we're here for you as an organization. And with that said, we wish you all a pleasant evening, and thank you for putting up with our conversation there. And if we can help you, look for us directly through Facebook or through email or any way you can find us. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, veterans. Thank you so much, veterans. Serving. Thank you so much.